these people coming out to see the Dash players come to Conroe and sort of talk to us. We're looking, as Conroe Youth Soccer League, I'm Deb Keller, president of Conroe Youth Soccer League. And I want to thank, first and foremost, the Houston Dutch Lions for allowing us to have this great facility and this great clubhouse for the Dutch League. The Dutch Lions program is actually the largest program within Conroe Youth Soccer League. So a big hand to Dutch Lions for that. Okay, so when we talk about skills and abilities on the field, what do you think are the top three that you really need to perfect to get to your level of play?
Okay, I would say one important thing is your fitness level. I think America, we take, well, you're not from here, but in America we take pride in our athleticism and our strength and our fitness for the national team. And for all of our club teams, youth teams, and college teams, I think we really focus on fitness, and I think that's a huge part of the game here, is to be strong and be able to run and play for 90 minutes at a good pace. And it makes playing a lot easier if you can run for that long and handle the athletic, whatever it requires for you on the field. So I would say that's one. I was on a team 2 years ago. I was on the under-20 national team. We were preparing for the World Cup. And we were the fittest team I've ever been on in my life, like incredibly fit. And we went into the World Cup and we didn't play that well. And I thought back and I said, we did everything we could. We did fitness every day. We worked so hard to be fit. What went wrong? And I don't think we worked enough on the soccer part and passing and technique. And I mean, we could run forever, but it didn't matter when other teams had the ball and were passing around us. So I would agree with that. I think technique, I mean, obviously you need to be fit and you need to be able to run for 90 minutes, but I don't think that's the most important thing. I think technique and tactical awareness definitely are more important than that, because at the end of the day you are playing soccer, you're not running track.
Well, I'm not from around here, as you might be able to tell. I'm from Australia. It's my second season here at the Houston Dash. I came 5 games into last season when one of our girls got injured and I was playing back home in Australia, and I was lucky enough to be called over here. So I'm having a great time in Houston. I've been playing, I'd say 8 years professionally, back home in Australia, here in the States, and I played a season in Norway, which I know Cami has as well.
I'm Cami. I'm from California. I played at UC Irvine. I don't think any of you guys know where that is. But yeah, I played there and then I left early. So I was getting my major in anthropology. Left early to come play for the Dash. I actually tried out in the open tryouts. So I paid $75 to try out. And coach said, oh, you can come in for preseason. And then I made the amateur roster. So my first year here I was an amateur. And played a few games, left early to go play professionally in Norway. And I was there for 5 months. I was in a house where she was 70 years old and she spoke 0 English. So that was a struggle, but I made it, came back, and coach signed me this year as a contracted player. So my advice would be that you're not always going to make it right away. Like, I didn't make it the first year, I tried out, didn't make it, came back the second year and I made it. So. Mine is that I was never the best player on the team. I've always had to work towards being the best player, and then once I was one of the better players, I found a higher team to play on. So I started off we had a silver league in California. I started off there. Once I was on the starting lineup, I moved up to the gold league. Once I started making the starting lineup, I went up to the Premier League. So I never stuck with one team and became complacent with my position and my playing time.
For me, so I would say if you want something, set your goal and you can work towards it, but while you're doing that, make sure you're having fun and enjoying the experience and the whole process of it. Don't get too hard on yourself or down on yourself. Just make sure you're building relationships and having fun with your friends while you're playing, and work hard. If you want it, it's possible.
Have fun with the ball, play a lot, watch the game, and if you don't love it, you won't want to go any further, so that's fine. But if you love it, just stick with it and you can achieve anything.
And what are
Back in the day, there was one school, it was UNC. They have 22 national championships, I believe. And when you go and play at their school, they have them all up there, so you're a little intimidated when you're out on their field. It's every national championship poster ever. But I think now as the soccer and players are getting better, they're starting to go to different schools. They're focusing on different reasons why they want to go to one school or another, whether it's weather, location, academics, major, if you want to be in a city or whatever the reason may be. But I think, who just won the national championship? Oh, Penn State just won. I think it was their first national championship ever. UCLA a few years ago won their first national championship ever. Stanford, their first national championship ever. So really, at this point, you can't really go wrong. I think coaches are working hard to build their own specific programs up, and if you get lucky and you're on a team, you step into a program where they have a good team during that period of time, you can win.